Hey Eagles, Miss Gregory here doing the Inequalities Chapter 8 video, lessons 8.5 through 8.7. You can see the math standards EE that goes with this. We're in the workbook, page 617 through 641. Shout out to my testing group. Let's go!
Alert, make sure to have your composition notebook to take notes and have your workbook open to page 617.
All right, let's go. Next slide.
Okay. We are in lesson 8.5, workbook page 617. Make sure you fill out the inequality chart and you're using symbols for 1 through 5.
Thank you, Amanda Blanco.
Check your answers for the real world link on page 617, 1 through 5.
Okay, when you are done checking your answers, move to the next slide. If you need more time, pause the video. All right.
You need to know these words and symbols. Less than and fewer than. Is greater than, is more than. Is less than or is equal to. Is that almost, it is at most. It is greater than, equal or to. It is at least.
Okay, so these are keywords, and I gave you a copy of notes that match these with a few extra keywords added to the list that's not included in the workbook. Inequalities can be solved by substituting values to see if the inequality is true. The main thing is to make sure that you have the symbols pointing the right way. Your left hand is less than. So if you look at example 1, of the numbers 6, 7, or 8, you have to determine which is a solution to the inequality. F plus 2 is less than 9. So here we are substituting for F the choice number 6. And 6 plus 2, we have to ask ourselves, is 6 plus 2 less than 9? And 6 plus 2 is 8, so of course 8 is less than 9. This is a true statement. That would be a correct solution. However, if we were to substitute here 7 for F, we have 7 plus 2. Is that less than 9? And if we look, 7 plus 2 is 9. The symbol is saying, is it less than 9, not less than or equal to? So this is not a true statement, and it would not be a solution. 8 would not be a correct solution either, because it would be greater than 9. Okay, part of the EE standard for this is that you have to be able to determine if a solution makes the math inequality statement true or false if it is a solution. So I want you to now try the got it on your own. Substitute the numbers 8, 9, and 10 to see which one is the correct solution, and when you come back, you can check your answer.
So we tried 8 and 9, and they didn't match the sentences. The correct answer was 10, so 10 is the solution of the inequality. N minus 3 is greater than 6.
Okay, these examples 3 and 4 on workbook page 619 are you substituting a value for the variable and seeing if it makes the inequality sentence true or false. Okay, if it's true, then it's a solution. If it's not true, it's not a solution. So for example 3, substitute for y the number 6. 18 minus 6 is 12. The symbol reads 12 is less than or equal to 12. Since 12 equals 12, then 12 is a possible solution. For example 4, I filled in the blanks with x is equal to 8. In this case, it's not a true solution because 17 is not greater than or equal to 19. So since 17 is not greater than or equal to 19, 8 is not a solution.
Now it's your turn to go. Don't forget to show your work.
Thanks. When you get your answers, you can come back and check to see if you are correct. Okay, come back, check your answers for the got it's. You can see most of the problems I showed in my work, and then I ran out of room, and by then you should know what you're doing. And once you've checked your answers, you may move to the next slide. Otherwise, pause. All right, so example 5. Louisa works at a gift shop. She receives a bonus if she makes more than 20 balloon bouquets. So notice I highlighted what is important. So which months did Louisa receive a bonus? Use the inequality B for balloon bouquets greater than 20 to see when she received the bonus. If you look over there at the chart, you see 25 and 32 are both numbers greater than 20. You can always plug them in and prove whether they work, and they've shown their work there. So Louisa received a bonus in July and October. Okay, now I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try the guided practice for lesson 8.5, page 620. I'm not going to show the answers here in the video. We will check the answers in class. So you take a turn and try answering 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5. Once you've tried those, let's move on to the next part and start lesson 8.6. Pause the video, do the problems, then come back. Okay, your turn to try these. This is lesson 8.6 in the workbook, page 625, and I am at school recording, so lovely, nice alarm. Okay. Answer the questions 1 through 7 and come back and see if your answers are correct. All right, check your answers and notice that there are multiple solutions here. There are many correct answers with inequalities. With equations, there's only one correct answer. There are even multiple non-correct answers, but you can see I finally just drew an arrow through to show you the rest of the numbers. And lesson 8.6 is again picking up on the keywords and substituting with which one of the 4 inequality symbols. Okay, this is where you can use your approved cheat sheet notes that I gave you in class and use the words at the top of the page to help you as well. Okay, so less than is the key word. We would replace with the less than symbol. At least 16 years old to have a driver's license. That means this symbol, at least. You can be exactly 16 years old, or you can be greater than 16 years old. Can you be 15 years old? No. Okay, so also think about what does at most mean. Okay, all right, you're going to try it on your own. Your turn to do the got it. A, B, C, and D. Come back and we'll check. Okay, check your answers. Older than 13 to play in the basketball league. You cannot be exactly 13, only older than. So greater than would be the only correct symbol. B, stamp your domestic letter must weigh under 3.5 ounces. It cannot weigh exactly 3.5 ounces. It has to weigh less than that. For C, you must be over 48 inches tall to ride the roller coaster. Not exactly 48, but over 48. And for D, you must be at least 18 years old to vote. Since you could be 18 and vote, or older than 18, then the symbol is greater than or equal to. Equal to 18 years old or older than 18 years old. You cannot be 17. Make sure you have the correct answers, and when you're ready, move on. Important information about graphing and inequality. Notice what I've highlighted and pointed to here. Graphing an inequality helps show you visually all of the possible solutions. We've talked about you have multiple solutions with inequalities versus only one answer with an equation. So this is where the open and closed circle, or as the book mentions, the open and closed dot, will be used. You have to make sure that your dot is correct on your graph, open or closed, and you have to make sure the direction of your arrow on the graph is matching your symbol. Less than to the left, greater than to the right. So for number 4, n is greater than 9. You are not including the number 9 in your solution, and you can see that on the graph above with the words. So it is an open circle. Greater than means you are moving your arrow to the right, and that is an arrow at the end of the graph. Okay. For example, number 5, less than or equal to. Equal to means you can include the number, so it is a closed circle. Since there's an extra line for equal to, there's an extra step to circle, color in the circle. Okay. All numbers 10 and less make the sentence true. And here's a quick little wrap up of which symbols for the open circle, which symbols for the closed circle. Your turn to try the got it, and make sure you know this. Come back and check your answer. All right, this is an open circle. We are not including 15, and it's less than, so we are moving to the left. When you've copied this information, move to the next page. We're in the workbook, page 628, again highlighting and looking at keywords. A traffic on a residential street can travel at speeds of no more than 25 miles per hour. Not higher than, not greater than 25 miles per hour is another way of saying that. So you need to write the inequality and then put the graph. So S for the speed limit is less than or equal to 25. You could drive exactly 25 miles per hour, but you cannot drive greater than 25 miles per hour. So you would need to use a closed circle because you are including the number 25. You would draw a line with an arrow to the left because it's less than. All numbers 25 or less would be a solution to the problem. Okay, now I want you to try the guided practice for lesson 8.6 in the workbook, page 628. It is your turn to do numbers 1 through 4, and this is going to end the video 8.5 and 8.6. We will pick up with lesson 8.7 later. Happy studying. This is the end of the lesson 8.5, 8.6 video. Miss Gregory with a little bit of help from her students. Thank you. See you tomorrow in class.